Jalen Hurts, guys. Jalen Hurts did have a great game. Jalen Hurts, all week long, guys, we heard on the talking heads on ESPN, Fox, and NFL and this. Hell, even this show, right? Can Jalen Hurts really win the game? Can Jalen Hurts do this? Can Jalen Hurts do that? So, guys, in the comments below, we got to ask this question. Did Jalen Hurts prove the haters wrong on Sunday? Is Jalen Hurts the man, the myth, the legend that he's made out to be? All week long, we heard it that the Eagles cannot pass the ball to win this game. We heard it all week long that the Eagles had to pass the ball well to win the game. Jalen Hurts lost the ability to throw the ball. It's all Saquon Barkley. It's all Saquon Barkley, and it's all Saquon Barkley some more. Well, guess what? Jalen Hurts threw for 246 yards, went 20 for 28 with 1 touchdown, and by the way, no interceptions. And yes, he did find the end zone 3 times on rushing, and A.J. Brown got his bread with 96 yards receiving. Mark, all year long, we're saying Jalen Hurts sucks. Jalen Hurts sucks. He's like he has lost his touch. Saquon Barkley is the real MVP of this league. The Eagles would be nothing without Saquon. Mark, did Jalen Hurts finally prove his haters wrong in this game?
In my opinion, Book, I think his performance in this last Super Bowl that he was in kind of cemented it for me. Like, the guy had a really good game. He didn't win the game, but he played the best quarterback ever. So, you gotta give him credit still. I think a lot of people gave him shade this year because he didn't really throw the ball a bunch. It was the Saquon show. And this last game, he showed his passing skills, and if they're going to win and go anywhere and win this Super Bowl, he's going to have to do that again.
See, every time I think of an argument of why Jalen Hurts is bad, why I think he's good, like he always does the opposite, one way or the other, right? Every time I start to buy into him, like this offseason, right, I was hell-bent saying Jalen Hurts is an overrated, overpaid quarterback. I went back and watched the tape. He's not overpaid. He's not overrated. He's a damn good guy. His stats keep getting better and better and better each year previous to this year. He's obviously having a way down year stat-wise, right? But what happens when you win football games? People are happy, right? Let's flash back to the Kansas City Chiefs. I believe it was 2022 when Tyreek Hill left the Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody said the Kansas City Chiefs were done. The big play threat was done. Mahomes is done, right?
The best thing that happened to them.
It's the best thing that happened to them. Since then, the Kansas City Chiefs have been to 3 Super Bowls, and Tyreek Hill has 10 kids. But we digress from...
And he's crying about it.
Right. So what I'm saying is Patrick Mahomes found ways to win. Yes, he wasn't throwing for 5,000 yards. Yes, he wasn't putting up 300 or 400 yard games. They found ways to win. Jalen Hurts this season, he was asked to throw the ball a lot early in the season, right? He had 4 interceptions and 3 touchdowns his first four games of the season. They were not a very, very good team. Continuing to play like that, they would have not even been considered in the playoffs. Let's just be flat out honest, right? They changed their ways. They changed their formula, and it takes a great quarterback, a great leader, a great person to understand, like, hey, I'm going to take a step back. I don't need to throw the ball 40 times a game. I am perfectly happy handing the ball off to Saquon Barkley 30 times a game. Guys, this is why Jalen Hurts has proved his haters wrong all season long. Because name me one other quarterback that would have been happy to do that. Tua? No. Josh Allen? No. Lamar? No. Jared Goff? Probably not. Matthew Stafford? Maybe, right? But probably 90% of the quarterbacks would not have been happy and probably would have been being some type of passive-aggressive way in the media or tweets or Instagram, right? Saying, this is bullshit, whatever, like, I want out. Guys, Jalen Hurts is a real-time player. He's a great leader. He is a... Let's not forget that he was the MVP candidate just a couple years ago, right? Like, he is the real deal. So all you haters out there need to stop on this Jalen Hurts. The Eagles are winning because of Jalen Hurts, not despite him, because of him. He is doing what he's asked. He has 1 turnover since the bye week back in week 5. Think about that. 1 turnover. He's taking care of the ball. He's passing when he's asked to, and he's very, very efficient at it. Guys, Jalen Hurts is the real deal. Mark, any follow-ups before we go to the comments?
You know what, dude? Like I was saying, I'm with you. I think he's been proving the haters all year wrong, all long. I mean, and I think a big part of his development is Kellen Williams or whatever his name is, their OC.
Kellen Moore.
Like he's Kellen Moore. He was a head coaching candidate, and there's a reason why. And I think it's finally like gelling with them.
Yeah, you are exactly right, Mark. So, guys, has Jalen Hurts finally proved his hater wrong after the win on Sunday? Let us know in the comments below. Drew says, simple answer is yes. Jalen Hurts is the real deal. You were complaining that he couldn't pass. You know what? Here's 246 yards passing. By the way, here's 1 touchdown. And by the way, I'm only going to throw the ball 28 times and complete 20 of them. What do you want? And oh, by the way, I'm still going to let Saquon Barkley get his 150, 160 yards, right, and still earn that MVP, right? It's just, he's so humble, and I mean, I don't like the Eagles. Matter of fact, I kind of despise the Eagles, but I like Jalen Hurts. Every time I watch him play and talk, like I gravitate toward like his cocky ego, but kind of like I'm a cool guy, like all at the same time. I don't know. It's a perfect mesh of personality, and I really like it. Jim says Saquon is the MVP. If you are winning with horsepower in a straight line, why pass in a curve? Exactly. Saquon should be the MVP. Yes, Saquon did carry the Eagles most of the season because he was asked to. Do I think Jalen Hurts could have carried the Eagles this season as well? Yes, if he was asked to. Mark, do you agree?
Yep.
There you go. Josh said Jalen should get a tattoo on his neck says Hurts so good. I like it. Who sings that song? Is that John Mellencamp, right?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it's John Mellencamp.
Good call. I was just like,
thinking
that.
And I think he's from Indiana, if I'm not mistaken, which
he is.
Yeah, because it's
John Cougar Mellencamp.
It is John Mellencamp Highway just up the road here from me a little bit, I'm pretty sure. But Drew says the Eagles run on first, throw second. He don't have to throw the ball now that Barkley is there. That's why they signed him. No, they signed Saquon Barkley because he's a damn good talent. They signed Saquon Barkley because they actually, let's just be honest, they got him kind of at a bargain deal. Yes, that was $23 million a season, right? Still, to me, that's a pretty good deal, right? When you're going to the Super Bowl, I don't care if it's $50 million a season. Like, pay the man, right? Like, he's a workhorse. He's a league MVP for a reason. Should be.
Dude, the Giants got to be kicking themselves that they let him go and they didn't try to go after Jaden Daniels.
It seems like every time I open up Facebook, do you remember that Hard Knocks scene right before the draft of the Giants, and it's the Shane is it Sean and his kids are like, who do you want to draft, right? That kind of thing.
Like, and the kids like Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, trade up and get him. Trade up and get him. You let Saquon walk, get him. Man, how does he still have a job?
Right.
Alpha Rob says he played okay because Washington feared Barkley. After that first play, it was a big TD. And Alpha Rob, I do understand that. Once you run the ball the way that Saquon Barkley did that first play, you are going to suck up in the box. And that's why the Philadelphia Eagles are so dangerous. It's because once you suck up in the box to start the run, Jalen Hurts has the ability to throw the ball down the field 40, 50 yards to A.J. Brown, and A.J. Brown's going to get it. Right? Like, that's why the Eagles are probably going to win the Super Bowl is because of Jalen Hurts. Like, let's just be honest. Seth says, speaking of Tyreek Hill, do you think he'll ever go back to Kansas City? No, I don't think so.
Nope.
I think that bridge is 100% burned. And to be honest, I don't think the organization would want a egotistical receiver like him back on the roster because Patrick Mahomes has excelled even better. Mark, I know you hate Mahomes, but you have to see that I think Mahomes is a better quarterback without Tyreek Hill on the field. Do you agree?
Yes, Tyreek Hill's a cancer, dude. There's a lot of teams that he's burned a bridge with, and he hadn't even played for them.
Yeah, I mean, what it was after did they beat the last game of the season? They lost to the Jets, right? I'm pretty sure, right?
Oh yeah, and he walked off the field.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm tired of this shit. Because
he knew that they were gonna not get in the playoffs because my Broncos are kicking your Chiefs' ass.
Yeah, well, but like even then,
or the third string.
But like, why do you say that? Like, come on.
No, you don't do that. That's sorry to say, but that's a bitch move.
That is a bitch made move, right? 100% bitch made. Phil Casilla, over here at youtube.com. What's up, Phil? He says, short answer, yes. Prove the haters wrong. I like it. Sean says he's a good game manager. He's playing a top 5 quarterback right now. This is going to be an Andy Reid Bowl. His old team versus new team. Listen, there is nothing wrong with game managers at all, right? Nothing wrong with game manager. Tom Brady was a game manager. Whether you want to admit it or not, Tom Brady was a game manager.
The best quarterbacks in the leagues are game managers.
Yeah, just because you are able to step up when asked to do so, right? You are there to manage the game until the last seconds of the game. Patrick Mahomes is a game manager. His first 3 years with Tyreek Hill on the team, not so much a game manager. That defense was terrible. Now he is a game manager. Justin Herbert, I think he is a great game manager, but once the Chargers asked him to go out there to win the game, like he did versus the Houston Texans, you see what happens. They crumble. So, it is what it is. It is that empty means it says, all I ever wanted was a black Grand National. What is a black Grand National? Is that a car? I don't know. I don't know what a black Grand National is. Okay. Sean will be okay. Tom was the best game manager of all time. And yes, he was. And now, when he went to Tampa Bay, he was asked not to manage the game. He was out there to say he has to go win those games, which he did those effectively that one year that he did the Super Bowl, right? But historically, Tom Brady was a game manager, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, Mark, I understand a lot of people take the term game manager and they try to twist it and make this bad, like, I don't know, omen type of thing. Hell, I think your guy, John Elway, was a game manager, right?
Someone, like I said, the best quarterbacks in the league were game managers. You can call Joe Montana a game manager. You know, like you can call him a system quarterback, whatever you want to call him. They're guys that fit the system, that make it work. And like we always say, this is an ultimate team game. It's not just the quarterback.
Yeah, it is a perfect marriage, right? Because let's just be honest, Patrick Mahomes on the Buffalo Bills will not be going back-to-back champions, right? Patrick Mahomes on the Bills will not be going back-to-back championships, right? If Jaden Daniels was on the Denver Broncos, probably wouldn't be leading them to the AFC Championship game. It's just, it's that perfect system, right?
Yeah, like if John Elway didn't get Mike Shanahan, he would have never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and also do not forget about your boy TD either, right? TD.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying that Shanahan brought that whole system in, and it worked.
Jim says Jones Barkley is the focal point. The good defense that played the Chiefs still couldn't stop the flats and dumps over the backers. Not sure if the Philly has the power, so drag race analogy comes back. You're going to outrun the Chiefs. So Patrick Mahomes does put the Kansas City Chiefs in great positions to win games, right? He is able to dump it over the linebackers' heads to Travis Kelce, able to roll the pocket to dump it off to P.A. Ryan or this and this and this, right? But Vic Fangio is the defensive coordinator for the Eagles, right, Mark?
Yep.
He is a very, very good defensive coordinator. There's a reason why the Eagles wanted to steal him from the Dolphins, right?
Sean Payton tried getting him too.
Yeah, I mean, we are good. The Super Bowl is going to be great, is what I'm trying to say, right? 21 Skins fan says Brady was a game handler. He took the game over. Maybe in Tampa, not in New England. Mark, do you think he was a game?
I mean, there was probably some games he took over. Just like I would say Peyton Manning did the same thing. Like,
right.
He was a game manager most of the time, but there were some times where they needed him to put the cape on and win the game.
Yeah, but so there are not game managers out there, right? Josh Allen is not a game manager. Lamar Jackson is not a game manager, and there's a reason why they're not in the Super Bowl. They rely on their abilities too much to get them there, not the team.
True.
And Jim says, of course, Mahomes is a game manager. Jesus. Ay. Drew says game managers make the best quarterbacks. It helps, right? Definitely helps.
But I mean, with Jalen Hurts, he's got a great team around him. He doesn't have to do that much.
Yep. I mean, and like honestly, if Jalen Hurts was on the Pittsburgh Steelers this season, the Steelers would be in the Super Bowl because they have a great system around them, great defense, great running game, just like the Eagles.
Russ wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm meeting Crow on that one too, and Spooner Man's in the chat today. What's up, Spooner Man? He says, how can I become an NFL coach? I have enough ball knowledge. I want to coach for the New York Giants, and when we're going to win the Super Bowl every year, I'm going to coach them. How? Spooner Man, let's just be honest. Coaching.
Why do you want to coach the Jets?
He said the Giants, so he must be a Giants fan, right? So, coaching is all about who you know. I'm going to be flat out honest. Coaching is all about who you know. Now, at a high school level, you walk up to your local high school field and say, "Hey, you're looking for like a coach." 9 times out of 10, they will say yes. Then you work your way up the ranks. Now, let's say you are a college graduate, right? No. Let's take it one step back. Let's say you are a really, really good football player in high school, but you don't want to play at the next level, right? What you do is you become a manager on said team, whether it's Indiana, whether it's Purdue, whether it's Colorado. You become a manager on on that team. You start to rub elbows with the coaches and interact with them. See what kind of work it actually takes in to be a coach, right? You don't realize this, but coaches are there probably 20 hours a day. From June or July till January, we are there 18 to 20 hours a day. There's a reason why there's couches in my office because I take naps all the time. Like even as a high school coach, we are there a lot. So once you start rubbing elbows, you start knowing people, right? Then you like, hey, let me be a GA assistant, which is a graduate assistant, right? You graduate college and become assistant coach. Normally it is free and you don't get paid anything, but you get to travel, you get gear, you get all the swag, but you get the knowledge, right? And then you just got to start making relationships, man. It is all about who you know. It is all about getting the foot in the door. So you just look at my man Trace. I coached Trace back in 2021 is when he graduated. He could have went Division I. Honestly, he's like, you know what? Like, I'm done. He is now a coach for the XFL. So it is all about who you know, and it's all about kicking in the door. So, like, who is the 49ers coach? Mark Sean McVay.
Oh, no, Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan. So Sean McVay, which is the LA Rams coach, he's been coaching since he's 21 years old. So he's 38, 39 now, right? But you have to realize he's been on an NFL roster or a coaching some point since he's 22. A lot of those jobs were unpaid. So you are an assistant quarterback coach. You know what that means? That is a glorified manager. Go give me the balls, go give me the bags, go do me this, right? So this is knowledge. This is free knowledge that I'm giving to you, Spooner man. Like, so if you go to the NFL.com website right now, scroll down to the very bottom at the footer, there's a little thing that says careers, right? All of these NFL teams are looking for film crew guys. They're looking for water boys. They're looking for this, and this, right? Get your foot in the door. Get your foot in the door. Then you'll be able to rub elbows with the head coaches, with your positional coaches. And then at that time, because assistant coaches are consistently leaving, right? They're consistently going up in the ranks. Like, hey, can I be your assistant running back coach? What are you going to do? You're going to you're going to hold bags. You're going to go get them water. Get them balls, get some tape. You just gotta pay your dues at the end of the day. Sorry, little tangent there, Mark.
No, that was some good knowledge, Buck.
Sean says, I think you have to be a game manager in today's NFL. That's why Love is falling apart right now. He's not managing the game well, making bad mistakes. Andy Reid is the best coach and game manager right now. Listen, Andy Reid. So what makes a great coach is the ability to adjust to the players that you have, right? So me as a high school head coach, I have 4 playbooks that I have, right? I go into the summer in July and I see if I got my running backs, I got my receivers, or I don't have anybody, right? That playbook's gone. We are not running spread. We're going to run power, right? And just because I got some big body guys and no receivers and a quarterback that can't throw a 5-yard out on a dot, that doesn't mean that power offense is going to work either. So sometimes you just got to mix a little bit of this, mix a little bit of that. That's what makes Andy Reid so great. That's what made Sean McVay so great a couple years ago. That's what made Kyle Shanahan so great, is they can shape their systems to what they want to be, right? Now, there's bad coaches out there like Rex Ryan. Yes, Rex Ryan did take the Jets to the AFC Championship game. But once he lost his receivers and his running backs, what happened? 4-12, 2-16, right? They weren't very good because he didn't shape the system. And now it just, some people aren't meant to coach like that, but whatever. Alpha Rob says the Giants tried to make Daniel Jones a game manager. He managed up to F up everything. And Alpha Rob, you were wrong. They wanted Daniel Jones to push the ball down the field. They didn't want to give Saquon Barkley the ball because they were afraid to pay the man. They wanted Saquon Barkley to be the game manager. They wanted Daniel Jones to be the guy. Let's just be honest. Jim says, I don't like high school coaches. PTSD. Mine broke his wedding ring on my helmet, and that was my fault. Well, Jim, if you would have picked up your block, I wouldn't have had to punch you in the face. Alpha Rob says, so I can become a Gatorade guy and tell McDermott to change his style of defensive scheme. That doesn't work. Listen, even to be a water boy, you got to know somebody in the organization. What you got to do, Alpha Rob, Spooner Man, people out there that want to be a water boy, which it pays great, by the way. A water boy makes $80,000 a year to be a water boy. I'm just throwing it out there. So all you got to do, the Cincinnati Bengals are right down the street. They walk across the street to practice every day. Just go out there and be like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Make them see your face. Wear something bright. When I send kids to college camps, they're like, oh, should I just wear like my black shoes and black shirts? Like, no. Wear some lime green, some neon orange, stand out. Because when I go out there and evaluate tape, you could be the worst player out there, but I guarantee you my eyes will be, oh, look at those orange cleats. Look at that neon orange shirt. Like, I'm going to see that shit. If a coach or a manager or a general manager consistently sees you at practice and training camp and all that stuff, wearing some bright ass orange and neon yellow shit, and like, hey, just being friendly, they might come out like, hey, you want to help out the team? You want to be a water boy? You want to be a chain gang? Like, you want to do something? It's going to be free at first, but if you really want to do it, you got to do it. James says, shit, I'd be the most hype water boy for the Browns. Listen,
I want that job, Buck.
I'm trying to think of what game it was, but there was a fan that was wearing a media banner, right? I want to say it was the Commanders game, and I don't know what he was doing because I didn't see a camera or a water bottle, but he had like a little media band. Like, he was going hype. That man was just happy to be there, and you just got to you got to fake it till you make it at the end of the day, right? Always got to make it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Laura says, I always put Kay in lime green and hot pink cleats while she played softball. You knew who she was.